We're making a Trinbagonian style breadfruit oil down. Yeah? Stay tuned, you're gonna love this one, man. Pot, medium flame, olive oil. You got onion, scallion, garlic, and that's just about 6 or 7 cloves of garlic that I smashed up. And what I'm doing is building the base flavor for this Trinbagonian or Trinidad and Tobago style or type of oil down. Yes, there are different types of oil down. Fresh thyme from my garden, pimento peppers from my freezer, and that's what I had from last year. Black pepper. I'm just going to give that a quick stir just to move everything around, to soften up the onion, the garlic, pull out all that lovely flavor from the thyme, the pimento pepper. And I've got a cat screaming in the background. What I went ahead and did, I have 2 pounds of salted pigtail that I covered in water, maybe about 2 or 3 inches above the level of the pigtail, the salted pigtail, and I boiled it for about 45 minutes to start the tenderization process. I did not rinse it, I did not remove the water. Sometimes you have to do with 2 different water because I want to maintain some of the salty, briny flavor from that salted pigtail in there. So this is why I didn't use 2 types of, a rinse and repeat kind of step. In goes the breadfruit. And let's talk about the breadfruit, which is the key ingredient. Well, 2 key ingredients, 3 key ingredients in my humble opinion when it comes to a Trinbago style oil down. No, we are not talking about a Grenadian style oil down. Both dishes got their merit, and I know some people always fighting up which one is better than the other and all that. Yo, it depends on where you grew up. If you grew up in Trinidad and Tobago, you will like yours. If you grew up in Grenada, you will like that version. Alright, and I like both. Let's just be clear. I am a huge lover of breadfruit. So breadfruit is one of the key ingredients. The other key ingredient, the salted pigtail, and the third key ingredient will be coconut milk. So if you can get freshly grated and squeezed, made, you grate it, you squeeze it, you add some water, and you sort of pull out the pure coconut milk from a dry coconut. You rock that. You need about 2 to 3 cups of coconut milk. I am using this stuff from the can, and I'll be honest with you, over the years, if you've been following me for a while, you'll hear me complain about how the canned coconut milk is no longer any good. If you have access to Trader Joe's, they have an organic coconut milk in there. People, hold this 1 second. Now, I am not paid by Trader Joe's to point this out, but I'm on the struggle with the coconut milk, so I came across that one and I made pilau with it a couple times. I made a callaloo with it, and the thing real nice. So if you want, you can rock that version. Alright, time for the salted pigtail. I like a bit of pumpkin in there, and you can be as creative as you want in making this. You know what I mean? Any sort of rooty vegetable, starchy vegetable, any sort of provision you want to add in here, you can add it. But I'm trying to keep as traditional as I can, bearing in mind I am based in Canada, so certain things like the coconut milk, yeah, I have to get it out of the can. I really don't want to, my hand too pretty to grate up and all kind of thing. No, we're not going that route. Also, you will see me use spinach instead of dashing bush bhaji or taro leaves. That is because, yes, I can get taro leaves here in Canada, I can get the dashing bush bhaji, but you're cooking the thing for 2-3 hours and it does not reduce down. It's more like Edo's, some kind of bad Edo's leaf they mama guy and we with. So yeah, a large carrot. I was going to say earlier, with the breadfruit, all I did was I peeled it, I cored it, washed it, and you can see about 2-inch pieces that 1 to 2 inch pieces that I cut it up into. You can cut it bigger, you can cut it smaller. I find that if you cut it too small, it melts and then it becomes more of a porridge. I know some people like the Trinbagonian oil down more like a sort of a soupy porridge. I am not one like that. So, and the pumpkin, if you want it, you can also add some sweet potato, because what I find with the pumpkin and the sweet potato is that it brings out a bit of sweetness to combine with the richness of the coconut milk, the herbal notes that we have in there, the salty, briny flavor of that salted pigtail. Uncle Chris eating good tonight. Salt. I'm not going too heavy with the salt, keeping in mind that there will be remnants of salt in the salted pigtail. I'm going to add my spinach, and I cut it up into big sort of pieces. That's going to melt down, so don't stress too much about that. Let me just add the rest of it. And it's been washed and chopped, yeah? Coconut milk. And I'm going to Going, now that was 2 cups of coconut milk. I'm going to go in with about 5 cups of water now. And we want to bring that up to a boil because I have other ingredients I want to add in there. Again, all about flavor. Water. And I'm going to bring that up to a boil, and then I'm going to decide whether I need more water or not, because I want everything covered in that water, because we're going to sort of braise or cook this for at least an hour. I want it all to come together, man. That's just the way things are, low and slow. Being gentle and just hitting that a stir. And again, that spinach is going to wilt down. Now, if you have access to dashi bush bhaji or taro leaves, rock that. If you want to use a different type of greens in here, go ahead, choice is yours, but I'm using what I like. I like spinach. Alright? If you have Jamaican callaloo, what we call chorai bhaji, rock that. You see them nice pieces of pigtail. Remember, we sort of pre-boiled the salted pigtail, as I mentioned earlier, to get the jump start on things. I just want to bring this up to a boil, and then we're going to add a few more things. As it comes up to a boil, I've got a couple tablespoons of Caribbean green seasoning. Yes, we started with that herbal base, but I want to fortify it now with that Caribbean green seasoning. And if you're new to Caribbean cooking, Caribbean green seasoning is sort of a blend or a puree of all the herbs we like using in the Caribbean, along with garlic and seasoning peppers and all those different things. And in my case here, I do mine, my base is olive oil. Some people use vinegar, some people use water, and we either keep it in the fridge or the freezer in little cubes, and we add it to just about most of our stews and curries and stuff like that. Head over to CaribbeanPot.com where I have that recipe. Of course, Uncle Chris likes it spicy, so a Scotch bonnet pepper sliced in half, grated ginger, and celery. Yeah, if you're familiar with the celery in the Caribbean that we use, it's more about the leaves than the stems. And you can see a piece of the stem, how small, tiny the stems are compared to the stems you have in Canada. If you head to the Asian grocery store, any sort of Chinese grocery store, it will be called Chinese celery. Get that one there, packed with flavor, man, and it brings in that sort of earthy and believe it or not, it adds a salty element to things as well, so be mindful of that as well. Once again, we're gonna hit that stir, and I may add another cup of water in here because a couple things, the reasons why. I want to make sure all the breadfruit is tucked down below liquid, yeah? And the second thing is, because we're cooking it for so long, the liquid will naturally go down, dry down. So we want to start off with a fair amount of liquid, so we have enough liquid in there to cook everything down. Basically, all we need to do now is bring this up to a boil, reduce it to a simmer. If you have a lid, put the lid on it. I don't have a lid big enough for here. If things are fighting up too much, I may put some foil over it and let that reduce down, get nice and tender. The breadfruit is going to take on a softness, a sweetness, and all those flavors that we put in there. We want it nice and tender, everything. And this is why we started off by pre-cooking. I mean, it's still not soft, the salted pigtail for a bit as well too, because that will take a couple hours to get nice and tender. I want that fat, you see that fat on that pigtail there, to get nice and gelatinous. Oh, it melts in your mouth. It melts in your mouth, and if you know anything about chewing bone, it's been about an hour, and I've added another cup and a half of water. The full ingredient list will be available at CaribbeanPot.com, so don't stress too much. But what I am dealing with here is, sadly, in Canada, for the most part, the breadfruit we get in the grocery stores, which are imported, and which I kind of understand why they do it. It's not fully mature. If they were fully mature by the time they were harvested and shipped to Canada, they would ripe, and then of course it's all about the profits for them, right? So with that in mind, it means that two things. One, it may have a slight bitterness to it. Luckily, the coconut milk may help to correct that, because I have a natural sweetness in the coconut milk. And two, it will take longer to get soft. So this is why I added more water, and I have it on the rolling boil here. At this point, what I have is some okra. You may call it okra, I know it as okra. At the 1 hour and 15 minute mark, right? So 75 minutes in, I will add the okra in there. Tuck it in and just let that continue simmering until it's reduced down. Everything is nice and tender. You can see some of the pumpkin is already starting to fall apart. That's natural. Starting to reduce down nicely. Just look at all that beautiful texture and flavor and color and everything else there. So this is where now, it's been about 70 to 75 minutes. Just go in and add the okra. Give that a stir to mix that okra in, and that's it. What I'm going to do now is just allow that to sort of simmer on its own there without doing anything else, because I want to maintain the sort of shape on the okra the best as I can as well too. And if you all know anything about okra cooks pretty quickly, so I don't want to for it to disintegrate in there, but I still want this to come together again nice and somewhat tight. It's still a bit soupy for me, and I want to maintain. Let me just get a paring knife and we'll see what's going on with. We got business going on. The breadfruit is almost there. Oh yeah, nice and soft. It's been 10 minutes since I added the okra in there. I'm gonna shut this down and let the residual heat bring everything together. Just look at that here is a real comforting meal right there. Trinbagonian style oil down. Now, let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen. This is something, you know, besides the argument about who makes the best oil down and what is oil down and what is not oil down. And people get up to about, well, XYZ copied ABC. Listen, my father told me about this recipe that his grandmother would make for him. And let's put an age on it. Let's put an age for a second. When my grandmother passed away, yeah, she was 104 years old. Which means my great-grandmother, my father's grandmother, would have been making this same dish for her deep inside the jungles of Tabaquite in central Trinidad. Yeah, we had a cocoa and coffee estate out there. Inside Limong Road. If you know, you know. I can't believe I just said that. That's one of the things I hate saying. But anyhow, we've been doing it for a long time. 150, 160 years at least, if my math is correct. So anyhow, let me end the fight up sooner. Trinbagonians make one, Grenadians made another. And simple as that. What I meant to say, yeah, I got on a triad there. Anyhow, I went off topic again and I'm doing it again. What I meant to say, the term oil down comes from the fact that typically when my great-grandmother would make this, and I don't know, maybe her people before her, they would cook this all the way down until the oils from the coconut milk you will start seeing floating on the top here. Yeah? And that is where the oil down comes from. All right. Chris here, CaribbeanPod.com. Always a pleasure having you all in the kitchen with me. Look at that. Looking good, eh? Breadfruit oil down, Trinbagonian style. Let's be clear, because we ain't trying to get the heat from the greens posse. Anyhow, I'm going and talking now, yeah?